Welcome to the Consumer's Advocate. I'm your host, Attorney Ben Glass, and each week we talk to some of America's leading voices in the fight for justice. And on today's program, I have Attorney George Ilkert from New York, a personal injury attorney. George, welcome to the program.
How you doing, Ben?
Very good. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice, first of all.
I'm a partner in a 5-attorney Midtown Manhattan law firm specializing in personal injury cases. We principally concentrate on serious injury cases involving workers who've either fallen or gotten injured somehow on any type of work site. I've been with the firm for 26 years as of today.
Congratulations.
And it's something that I've loved doing since I first started doing it, and I hope to always do it.
Let me ask you this. When someone gets hurt, there's lots of lawyers they can choose from. Yellow Pages, internet, TV advertising. Your firm has developed a little special place in the market. Tell our viewers what's different about your law firm.
At our law firm, we only have a few hundred cases, and we give those clients personal attention. We're with them at the time that disaster strikes and help manage basically their lives from the time that they're hospitalized to the time that they need benefits to go on with their lives, and to help them move forward, and then to maximize the compensation that they're owed by the people who have injured them.
You know, someone who's gone through a very traumatic situation, they've been injured or a loved one has been injured or died, has a lot of things going on all at once, right?
Right.
And you all are more than just attorneys. As you said, you're helping manage their lives. Talk to us a little bit about what are some of the extra things you do to help a family that's facing probably the worst crisis ever?
For example, if the injured party is in the hospital, the first thing that the hospital wants to know while they're laying there is how they're going to get paid.
How we're going to get paid, right.
And then after that, if the doctor gives them a couple of different alternatives regarding care and what they can and cannot do. Sometimes that advice depends upon the amount of money that's going to be paid, whether or not it's going to be conservative or more invasive. And then again, after they're discharged from the hospital, about aftercare, what's going to happen to them then. And then, of course, most people in this economy want to know, how am I going to feed my family as soon as I do leave the hospital?
Absolutely. Now, someone who's been the victim of an accident, again, lots of attorney advertising, and they know the attorneys will fall all over themselves to sign up a new client. But they want to know, will you be there after that first day I sign up? Tell us a little bit about how it works at your firm to make sure that you're involved in the case and that the other people in the firm really get to know the client.
Well, at our firm, most of the people are there for years and years. I think the shortest serving member of our firm has been there 14 years. And it's also true with the support staff.
That's pretty amazing in and of itself.
My office manager has been there over 30 years and knows more about personal injury law than most lawyers do.
To me, that says a lot about the trust your own family of employees have about the firm and the good work the firm is doing.
It is, and the office staff is the backbone of the firm. They help everything move forward, everybody pulling together.
So clients don't just become another case file or a number on a computer.
No, as a matter of fact, in my 26 years at that firm, if I saw a former client on the street, I would probably recognize them.
All right, now you and I know that the litigation process can be stressful in and of itself if cases need to be litigated. What are some of the things your firm does to help the family or the injured person deal with the stress of litigation?
Well, first, interpreting all of the letters that come to them from various insurance companies, workers' compensation companies, dunning letters regarding medical bills.
All sorts of things happening at once. Right.
And helping them to put things in order, to call the people up on their behalfs and intervene, and assure them that everything is going to be all right, and that we will help to restore order in their lives, and at the end of the case, they'll be very satisfied.
So one of the things that you and I both know is that there are attorneys and firms who never go to trial. Okay. First of all, does your firm have a lot of trial experience?
Yes, they do. Probably over 100 years of trial experience.
And now, why is that important when you're dealing with the insurance companies?
To know what they really mean and what they're willing to do, and whether or not they're not going to settle the case, and whether they're going to take a verdict or not.
George, you and I know that one of the things insurance companies look at is who are the lawyers that are actually taking cases to trial. Why is that important for your client?
In order to extract top dollar from them for the type of injury that you sustained, you've got to make the insurance company believe that you are going to trial if they do not offer the right amount of money.
And how many lawyers are in your firm?
5 attorneys.
And do they go to trial?
All the time. As a matter of fact, if they're in the office, I'm very unhappy because they should be out trying cases.
All right. Let me ask you this. Someone who is injured and is looking for someone like you, what's the first thing they should do? What have you got?
The first thing they should do is call the office, and either I or someone from my firm will be there immediately. And then after that, we just launch a total investigation of all the facts of the accident, gathering everything favorable or possibly adverse to your claim. Then after that, we assemble all of the medical records, and we advise the insurance company of the representation so they don't try to approach you and obtain damaging statements from you.
And then once someone signs up to become a client, the insurance company won't be bugging them directly anymore, right?
No, not until they attempt to take surveillance video of them later on.
Yeah, we know that happens. Let me ask you this. I know that you have many, many years of experience. You've represented a lot of people. Could you tell us one or two examples of sort of a success story in your practice?
Sure. As a matter of fact, recently we settled a claim for $5.5 million for a young porter in a building who had been instructed by the building manager to fix a light fixture in it. The ladder that was provided to him by the building manager collapsed, and he badly injured his back. Spinal injuries with injuries you wouldn't wish on an enemy. The young man had gone to 2 law firms and was turned down because they didn't feel that his third-party claim would be compensable by the building owner. He's naturally entitled to workers' compensation under New York state law. However,
which is not a lot of money, frankly.
Right. However, in New York, there's a special law called the New York State Labor Law, which protects workers who are injured at heights. The issue in the case was whether or not the work he was performing in repairing the light fixture was going to be within the protection of the statute.
So you took on a case that other firms had looked at and turned down. Tough case.
Yes, as a matter of fact, the last firm that turned it down was a firm that I had taken continuing legal education courses from when I was a young lawyer.
About workplace injuries.
About workplace injuries, about the very issue.
Now, I think we should be clear that each case is different. Past performance does not predict results, but I think that consumers should look for a firm that has a track record of experience and results. And so if someone calls you, are you able to share more of these stories with them?
Many more stories.
Now, how about a website? Do you all have a website?
Yes, we do.
And what is it?
It's www.limrlaw.com.
And what will someone find when they go there?
When they go there, they'll find the type of representation that we give, the results of different verdicts that we've had, and the type of care that we give each client with regards to handling their claim, contact, and many other pieces of information about it.
Someone who's watching this program may say to themselves, great firm, I'd like to get involved, but with so much experience in the firm, this might be expensive. How does it work? How do you all get paid?
We get paid on a contingent fee arrangement. If there's no recovery, there's no fee. We advance all of the disbursements in the case for the prosecution of it, and if we investigate the case and determine that we're not going to take the case, there is absolutely no obligation to you.
So part of what's going on is you're evaluating each case, even the very tough cases, to make sure that it's a legitimate case and that you and the client have a good shot at getting a recovery.
Very much so. In that particular case that I gave you, the young man had been injured so badly and his life so badly altered, it was definitely worth the amount of money that we put into the case, which was significant, and the amount of hours that we did put into it, because that case went up on appeal on liability, and that cost many, many thousands of dollars. But it's life-changing money for the young man.
What's one piece of advice you would give to someone who's been injured on the job, who may not know anything about workers' compensation? What's like the one big thing they need to know?
Contact an attorney right away, and do not speak with an insurance company. It costs nothing to speak to a competent attorney, and by finding an attorney, call a friend, call a relative, call your local bar association, but scout them out before you retain somebody.
George, look, I want to thank you for coming on The Consumer's Advocate. You've been giving us a lot of great information, particularly about New York workers' compensation law. I hope to have you back on the program at some point.
A pleasure, Ben. Thanks.